just in time for our weekly chat. And actually, I'm the one who's late. Sorry for that. Hello, everyone. This is Justin. And for our topic this week, this will be very interesting because I know a lot of you are interested of going to South Korea, visiting this beautiful country. Some of you are probably thinking of settling here, bring your families here, or even starting your families here. But there are three things I want you to remember, especially if you're moving out of your home country and stepping into a new place. And as an adult approaching 30, I have some lessons in my 20s that I think will be applicable, especially for those who are planning to do the same thing, bordering their 20s, 25, and even 30s, and then exploring the world. Probably the first thing that you should remember is that your experiences in the past, your experiences at home, your work experience in your home country, your academic experiences, all of these things will be your foundation for a better or surviving here in South Korea for a better life. Here in South Korea, specifically, life here is very fast. You'll probably experience the concept of pali pali culture, and sometimes it really takes a toll in our mental health, our life, and our physical health. And the experiences you had in your home country, be it for my case in the Philippines, my work experience in my previous companies, actually helped me survive the fast paced culture here in South Korea. It gave me the concept of finding my own peace despite the chaos around me, being able to center myself, even if I'm being pressured from all different directions. And I think my experiences in the past, especially working in the Philippine government and also in the Philippine telco company, it gave me a sense of professionalism that I think it's very important if you especially want to work here in South Korea. Because I think even if you're friends with your office mates, your bosses, there's still this level of professionalism that you should maintain. And again, that's something that you can carry and actually apply here in South Korea. With the lengthy working hours, to be honest, OECD ranks Korea as one of the worst countries for productivity. But with extended working hours, it doesn't make sense, but that's how it is. So probably use your experience, use your work life, use your learnings from the past in terms of being able to survive to South Korea's chaotic, fast paced, but very, I must say, worth it life. Probably stemming from that, like banking on your work experience or probably your previous experiences, here in South Korea, you should be able to find your own reasons. And why are you here? Why do you want to go to South Korea? Why do you want to study in South Korea? And clinging on to that why as you enjoy the life here. Money is very fast. It moves very fast here in South Korea. Time also moves very fast here in South Korea. I'm not sure why it's like this, but it feels like it was just yesterday I'm envisioning myself entering 2025 and look where I am now. I'm already in October. I know it's also the same in your home countries in your where you are now, but the thing is it looks very fast because here in South Korea many things are happening. Like from the laws are changing from every week. Your work might change every month. Your salary also increases every year. Everything changes here. So with these chaos, aside from getting the experience, probably applying what you've learned in the past, is actually always remembering your why. Why are you here in South Korea? Why are you studying here? And sticking to that and probably clinging to that can help you survive the life here in South Korea. This will be probably a controversy or controversial for some, but I think Korea is more than K-pop. A lot of people were introduced to Korea because of K-pop. I used to hate Korea because of K-pop. I am from a different route. The thing is, when I arrived here in South Korea, I barely noticed K-pop. I barely noticed Korean drama. The first thing that made me fell in love with this country is actually convenience and the public transportation. Probably it's because I'm from the Philippines and our we have a very poorly managed public transportation. So when I first experienced such convenience, I fell in love with that. From the fast internet, actually food is also delicious, especially sundekuk and kimchi. But it was really public transportation that made me fall in love with South Korea. And so I mentioned about sticking to your bringing what you've learned in the past and sticking to your why, which is current, I think, is the present. But more importantly, you should also look forward for the future. Because again, South Korea offers a lot of things. You might be here in South Korea for a short stay, for a medium length stay, or for a longer period of stay. But I guess the common thread amongst these things is that you have to make sure that your experience here in South Korea is worthwhile. That you reap the benefit of being here, being exposed to the Korean Korean technology, the Korean network, the Korean everything Korean, and more importantly global, because Korea is becoming a melting pot of culture with their mm, trying to invite a lot of people, especially hosting events, international events. I think there'll be an APEC summit coming up, and then previously they've been trying to invite a lot of foreigners to host and engage with discussions in South Korea. These things are very important, especially for people moving in and out in South Korea, and especially for you guys if you are planning to live and stay here, because living in South Korea could be very stressful for some. I mean, for all. But again, it's a matter of balancing it with leisure and enjoyment and resting. South Korea could be very stressful if you don't know how to manage your stress. But Korea can be is a gateway for a better future if you know your strengths and you know how to navigate among these challenges. Again, it's quite easy. I'll just try to recap whatever I've said. Hold on to your work experiences. They'll bring you and support you with in times of crisis. With your present whys, the reason why you're here, stick to that. Keep it near your heart. Always remember that those reasons why. Probably the last, but not definitely not the least, is look forward. Have a forward thinking without forgetting the past and the present. Because again, that's how South Korea grow and is constantly growing. This topic is quite simple, but I think it's very important for me to share this because I'm already on the medium term length here in my stay in South Korea. I've been here for almost for 5 years. I'll be 5 years in next year. But so I've studied in different places. I studied in Asan and then I studied here in Seoul and then I worked with my company. I did some internships as well. So I guess with the experience I had, I can probably and hopefully you'll be able to learn something from this and you'll be able to come back for next week just in time for chat. Till then, bye bye.